Funkmaster.
We's live.
Funkmaster V, are you in the mood to talk some shit?
Actually, no. I'm
Really?
actually in a peaceful mood. Like a Zen-like Jesus mood, actually.
I woke up this morning at about 5:30 and went out and got new tires put on my car. And just, the experience went well. I'm not going to say that, but for some reason, just waking up that early and getting out, and I crunched in and took a shower and lifted weights.
All right,
and,
stop. So
what?
did you get real tires, new tires, or did you go to one of these like Hispanic jobs where you get them for like $20, the old used tire gimmick?
No, man, I'm high dollar. I put new tires on my new car.
Okay.
But no,
That
I
would
mean,
irritate me.
just like I lifted weights and then took a shower and ran out of the house, drove out to Sevierville and got new tires. And man, I've just been in a shit talking mood all day. I got home, the kids were asleep. I'm like, man, I wanted to talk shit to the kids. I got to work and I'm like, I can't talk shit at work, even though I really, really, really wanted to. So I'm in the mood to talk some shit.
So you just in the mood to get you just want somebody to come over there and throw you a good beating. You're in the mood to get in the fight.
Yeah, just chuck a good beating on me. I'm in the mood to
you want somebody to fire your ass off into the yard or something like that.
Yeah, just chuck me down on the roof.
Yeah.
Now I got aggravated by stuff, and it's weird because when you fill your mind and your time like Big and Funky has been in the last couple weeks, where we don't have time to watch the news, and we don't have time to fall into that bullshit. Now, then I watched the news and a little bit of the news earlier, and man,
So we're doing this, huh?
Yeah. Well, I think I figured out the problem, and I think I had two separate problems, and I think they collate.
Collate.
I think I
brushed my teeth today with some collate.
I think you can juxtaposition them, and the problems are the same. It's people watch the news, and they watch the news channel of their choice: Fox News, CNN, MSNBC. How anybody, right or left, could watch MSNBC's beyond me. That is like watching.
It's Fox News is the same on the other side.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean CNN and Fox are pretty much the same. But did you see on CNN the other night that dopey looking guy? He looks like Turd from the Mancow Show. He said I was watching. He says he goes, yeah. I mean, now you got Fox News, which is just like a shill for President Trump. I mean, there's not a channel on the left that's like anti-Trump. I was like, dude, I'm watching CNN. That's what you are. That's how you make your money. And that's where this started getting aggravating to me, because I'm like, man, people tune into the news channel, the news channel of their choice to vilify their own opinion, but that opinion was given to them by that news source. Nobody's thinking for themselves on this shit. And I'm just like, we are, as Americans, just a dumpster fire. We are so just dumb, and that collates to my other problem. When I'm watching, I've been on this rant lately, and like I said, I'm not hiding it. I work at a restaurant. I'm a floor supervisor at a restaurant, and I'm watching all.
How's the floor doing, by the way?
It's hardwood, so it's
You don't have to do a lot, right? You just say, "Hey, stay in line."
Well, there was a little bump. There was a little bump, and all I had to do was hit the screw gun into it. But you got something behind you on the computer? Is it a ghost? Is it a demon? Is it evil?
It's your fault. It's fireballs. You
got fireballs. I had to give you those.
You had jawbreakers on the set, so they've been in my mind.
I'm watching fully grown human beings go into a high dollar but not high class shrimp restaurant known for shrimp and seafood, and order fucking chicken tenders and putting ranch. Fuck your ranch dressing, you child. You want some ranch?
Come save me, save my ass. He's on this fucking thing. I can't.
chicken tender.
No, the whole problem with America is we're stupid children, and that can be summed up in people, as grown adults putting wanch on their chicky nuggies. I mean, grow up, have some class, have some taste, stop being a child, get some vinaigrette. There's raspberry vinaigrette, there's balsamic, you can get, French dressing. And why are you eating chicken tenders as a grown-ass adult? And that's what's wrong with this country. That's why this is such a shithole, is because we're all so stupid that we're being fed opinions by Facebook and the media.
You're all over you're muted for 5 seconds. Get a hold of yourself. You're all over the place.
Is the issue with ranch dressing?
Or who knows? He's talking about Fox News and ranch dressing. All right, he's back.
And then another thing, my penis. Oh,
yeah.
No,
what happened to penis?
No, it's a dumpster fire that we are so childish. We are so stupid that we just let these dumb things sway our opinions, and we won't try anything new and think outside of the box. If you're 45 years old eating chicken tenders, you're watching Fox News and just thinking the same thoughts. And you're watching CNN and you're just being told what to do, and you won't try anything new because you are a child with a child's taste. And we gotta, there's nothing we can do to make this better. There's nothing we can do because assholes are still going to go get their chicky nuggies with their wanchy wanch at friggin' for $30.
So is chicken nuggets the problem, or is it a symptom of the larger problem?
There's no telling. It's
a symptom. It's a symptom of the larger problem. It's the fact that people will not grow. People will not think. They will not grow. They okay, you can have like that disgusting human being that ordered grilled shrimp and dipped it in tartar sauce last week. What?
That's weird.
What's wrong with you people? Can you not have a little bit of class, have a little bit of decorum? And speaking
Obviously
of Kirby,
not.
We got to meet Kirby in real life this weekend, and what a fantastic!
Why are we not talking to her?
Well, dude,
I didn't get a chance to talk to her all weekend.
We don't have a time limit. We could talk to Kirby as long as we want. But Kirby, you are a fantastic human being. Your acting. I told Funk this yesterday, and I told Lori this morning. I was like, your acting made us. I was like, man, we're good actors. And then you came along. And we're like,
oh, that's probably not true.
No,
y'all are probably good actors. I'm probably not that great.
Tell me a little bit about yourself, man. How did you? I mean, did you go to school for that or what? Because you are in a different level.
I do have a degree in theater.
Well, that's fancy. What did you? What kind of plays did you do in college?
We did variety of them, but honestly, I did mainly like stage management. And then when I started, I did a little bit of commercials and film work in that period of time, but I didn't really get back into film until like 2008, 2009. That's really kind of where I moved ahead.
What I told you when you were down here sitting on that rock is not that time was like, if you lived in this area and you had our agent, you have such a versatile look. I mean, you would be in everything on like Funk. Funk's got a very versatile look as well. He's a white guy with goatee.
Right.
And he could play the detective, he could play a scumbag. Yeah. He could play several different roles. You can play several different roles. You'd be on the Oxygen and A&E and all those networks just every day.
That would be nice.
You got to get out of the sticks, baby.
I know.
Yeah. You got to. Nothing's happening in Little Rock except a lot of crack rock, I think.
Yeah. My role options seem to be either biker or dead gay biker. Right. So
you have a lot of homosexual options. A lot of alphabet people type stuff.
I talked to the agent there, and I asked her, do you think I'm gay? Is that why every role you're sending me is LGBT? And she goes, no, that's all the roles. I was like, is there going to be a straight person on TV after the pandemic?
I hope not.
And she says, I don't think so. I was like, oh. Hey, that'd be fine. That'd be hilarious. That would be that would. I mean, imagine
roles.
every channel, every character was gay for like 6 months. Would be hilarious. That'd be the best rib we've ever seen.
Well, it's about time. They had to watch a bunch of people pretend to be straight for so long. Now they can watch a bunch of people pretend to be gay. So
we pulled Kirby. We had some big setbacks in production Friday and Saturday, where we had to rewrite and recast, and then because somebody a professional backed out, which was highly professional, and so we got somebody else that has experience to come in, and then while Travis was going to pick her up, she backed out. So we had to rewrite this whole role, and Kirby had you didn't drive that. You drove all the way from Little Rock to Nashville the day on Friday, and then Saturday you came from Nashville to here, which is not that far. It's about 3.5 hour drive.
Right.
But I mean, so you were worn out, and you were supposed to film on Sunday. We get you out of the car, and is like, all right, start acting. Get out, get in the woods.
Well, I'll tell you, this is a difficult shoot. And I really don't fault anybody too much for backing out of it, because there is a lot of hiking. Well, right. But it's a difficult shoot. And people, you started the show off with this. People are not made of what they used to be made of. People want things handed to them, and things are not as professional as it used to be, and people aren't as professional as they used to be, and people get wishy-washy and they kind of float along with the breeze. But everybody from Scott to Mike to Kirby to Kirby's daughter, Jaden, to
you got the name right.
Yeah.
Oh, was it Jaden? I was actually trying to think of something that started with a J that wasn't their name. Okay, so it is Jaden.
Got it right the first time.
But anyway, Candy, everybody. I mean, that thing was. That thing's a crappy shoot. And Justin stepped up, which is Candy's husband, and I appreciate that. But so what do you think? Now, Kirby was running. We made her run in the darkness on a rock-laden path. She bit the ground once. She's not, as far as I know, she's not sued us yet. So how did you think Kirby, Luke, how did you think Kirby did out there?
I think she made us look stupid. Is the best thing. She did so good that we looked like the amateurs that we are. That's
right. Well,
that's the truth. But I got
the scene in the cabin. I want to pull up a picture. I'll let people who watch this later, if I have it here. This is going to look like shit, but we're going to try this anyway. If you can zoom in there. That straightens out. That is the cabin scene. That's me trying to squat, which it barely looks like my knee is moving. But that is the cabin there that Kirby was the acting that took place around that cabin. And Luke, I got to give it to you. The way that you lit that is freaking insane looking.
That's pretty neat.
But her acting there, you can't really see it, but that's her butt.
See that
right there, leaning over. Everything you did in there, man, that was fire, baby, to use the parlance of our times. So
there's something about being in that cabin that brings a good actor, great actors out in everybody, though, because you and Candy did an amazing scene in there last weekend or 2 weekends ago, where that was up to that point the best acting scene. So,
well, she said, she was unbelievable in there. In fact, her energy that she gave me during that scene changed. Because my role is hard in a way because it's me, and then when it gets serious, I can't be me anymore. So there's like a switch I have to flip, because I don't think I would react like this character at all when the things would turn bad. I'd be a lot more laid back, but he's a little bit more hyper or whatever. He's more of the Funkmaster V wrestling character, but I've never had Funkmaster V in a horror movie out in the woods. By the way,
that was the part of the point of this movie, is to put Funkmaster V in a horror movie out in the woods.
I'm not going to show you, but basically my legs look like the Milky Way if the sky was pasty white and the stars were red. I've got poison oak or sumac, and I finally got the stuff to calm down today. I lost my glasses in the woods. I don't even know how. I lost a pair of sunglasses and my actual eyeglasses. And when I came home, I put both my contacts in. They both fell into the sink. So I was blind for about 36 hours where I could not see anything, and I have terrible vision. So I finally got glasses yesterday, and my van went kaput, but my legs were on fire. And since we're going to be shooting in a cave coming up, I don't really want a bunch of exposed wounds, but we've been taking care of my legs. My legs are looking a lot better already, but I don't want to have like a lot of gaping, disgusting wounds where we're going around bat shit, and we're going to probably shoot in there for 2 hours or so, or more. But I've been looking at some of the footage, and I'm really pleased. And Luke, you do a good job acting, and
of course I do.
I'm just excited. I'm excited about the final product, and there's probably going to be a lot of things I fret over. And
well, there's some stuff I think we're gonna.
Were your cats having sex or what?
Can you hear that?
Is that at my house? What's going on here?
It's not my house unless we got it. I need to get my shotgun out if it's over here.
My cat needs more litter, and she whines.
Well, go take care of your cat. We can now. I think we're going to end up reshooting the night, some of those nighttime tent scenes. I had an idea that we didn't use that I really want to throw in there. But
we're gonna have to go back to that cabin anyway, because Candy says she really wants to do the scene before the mushrooms. She's wanted to talk about the spirituality and stuff that we had in the script that we didn't get to. Yeah. Hey, Vic Nasty's on. Let me say hello.
Good old Vic Nasty. But I want to talk about.
Here's a matching video.
What the hell? Here's a matching video.
What do you have, a chicken there?
No, yeah, it's my Google Assistant. What's up, baby?
You got a robot.
I want to talk about the professionalism of Kirby. This girl drove all the way out. We said, hey, here's an opportunity. We're first time filmmakers. You don't know us. You don't personally know us, but you know us, professionally.
Right.
And here's an opportunity
now.
And how about you, and you drove with your daughter all the way from Little Rock to Gatlinburg, acted your ass off, didn't complain. You seemed to have a great time. Your daughter did not. Your daughter did not.
Yes, she did.
And you got paid a little bit,
right.
And back end money, hopefully. But that's so pro of you to see an opportunity and take it when there's so many people out there that want opportunities and want things handed to them. And why am I not in a movie? And then we gave other people that opportunity, and they just couldn't even make it from 12 miles away. Your professionalism, and what me and Vinny have always wanted to do is, we love how like Tarantino and Kevin Smith have a troupe. Have a lot of the same people, so you are welcome into anything we do from now on. If you can get out this way, if you're willing to come back out this way, if you move closer, you are more than welcome, and you're doing us a favor to be in anything that we do from now on.
Yeah, I'd love to. Before we stop with season 3, I'd love to have. We have 3 more episodes to shoot of Wrestling with Ghosts. I'd love to have you out on one of the ghost hunts, man.
I'd like to be in the middle, somewhere like Memphis.
That's a little bit further than the middle.
Closer to me than it is to you, probably, because Memphis is only 2 hours away from me.
Well, we know some.
Memphis, though, man. That would be a town. We always talk about taking wrestling bookings depending on where the food is good. That is a town to go to.
Yeah. Well, we used to have a friend, and I don't know whatever happened to him. His name was Shay, and he was a guy that lived out in Memphis, and he wanted us to come out and do a ghost hunt with him at some old bar, and we just lost contact with him. I think he disappeared off Facebook. I don't even know if he's still alive. But I'll try to look him up again and see if we can line something up there, or Nashville, Crossville, something like that. That way,
because the drive is really not that It was long, but it was not nearly as bad as
how long was it?
Was going to be Total, like 8 hours.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Breaking it up.
Well, that's a little bit of a hike. That's a hike. I mean, 8 hours from here, we can get to Baltimore.
We can get to Milwaukee.
In 8 hours?
Yeah.
That's pretty damn long then, man.
If I don't drive. Well, Chicago, we usually get in 8 to 10 hours, but if I drive, I get caught up and I don't drive fast.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I said, you know, Jaden and I were listening to the Hamilton soundtrack all the way here, you know, and we only got to like listen to it one time all the way through to actually make it here. You know,
I found
from Memphis.
God, man, I got to get rid of that out of my head.
I found at work today that somebody absolutely hated Hamilton, so it was my job to all day I sang "You'll Be Back" just all day, and just as top of my lungs walking around. I put this on Facebook before, but if I find out that I annoy you, doubling down, tripling down, I'm going to annoy you until you cancel me, until you unfriend me in real life. Yeah, I'm gonna double, triple down on it.
All right, I just wanted to do. Nobody cares. Listen, so I just want to see Little Rock to Gatlinburg is 8 hours and 43 minutes. Gatlinburg to Baltimore, Maryland is 8 hours and 22 minutes. Gatlinburg to Chicago, 9 hours. So you basically, that is a hike, man. I mean, that's a hike, dude. So
dude, I've drove from Gatlinburg to Chicago 40 times in my life, and you know it's not a bad drive, except for so you get the benefit from Little Rock to Gatlinburg. You get the benefit of you're driving through Tennessee. You get to drive through Nashville. You get to drive through the foothills. You get to drive through some very beautiful places. From here to Chicago, you get to drive through fucking Indiana, which Indiana is just
pretty rough.
I think you got to drive into Chicago, which is murder. So if you're going into the city, but you get to go through Gary, and that's beautiful.
Yeah, Gary, and then you get to see the Ministry of Hair in Cicero, and you get to. Funk loves the Ministry of Hair.
That was a glorious thing. That's where Slippin' Jimmy's from.
Yeah. But I'm really interested to see, because I watched through all everything that I have on that I videoed, that I still had the SD card that I forgot to give Vinny. And Kirby, your scenes are going to be freaking fantastic. And
I'm excited.
we had my friend E-Man, who still hasn't texted me the information for his company. We had my friend E-Man come out, who's about one of the coolest guys on the planet. He looks like Carlito from the old WWE in Apple. And he did some drone shots. Holy shit! Were those drone shots fantastic? You know, he'd get up over the mountains, look around. What's that?
Just want to show the people. Just a little bit of foreshadowing. I'm not going to show you the whole thing.
Okay.
But a little bit of just anybody out there. The movie poster, the hike we've been working on this week for 3 days.
Yeah, movie posters apparently aren't as easy as, just throw together wrestling posters or pictures for a podcast.
Well, he's doing a good job, and he's we told him what direction you wanted to go with it, and he's trying that out tonight. So, all right. But
it's just a picture of Kirby just laid out. What's up, babies?
Nah. So who's doing the poster?
A guy named Will Trotter out of Kingsport. He's got his own little.
That's not God's Will, is it?
No, that's what's that, brother? William Calhoun, I think. No, that's the drummer for Living Color. Shit, I forgot God's Will's name. Now he is a wrestling contact. He does all the posters for Tony Gibbons, Smoky Mountain, NWA Mountain, or Smoky Mountain NWA or whatever. Tony Gibbons group up there. They always have pretty good posters. He's a guy that did the let's see here, the Wrestling with Ghosts with the man. Yeah. I'll cover this guy's face. There you go. I don't see that guy, but the DVD cover. I always like
photo credit on that to Mitchell Gore. Mm-hmm. That's another guy that we want. I wanted to really put over the people that are kind of in our family and extended family. We actually found some new spots for Michael Stanley, Keith Gavins. We found some new spots to put him in the movie because unfortunately he couldn't make it for the shoot, which broke my heart because me and that guy, he's my neighbor. I mean, I could throw a baseball to his house.
And you can't see the baby goats if you piss them off.
Yeah, he's got baby goats, but Mitch is another one of those guys. We used E-Man to do the drone shots, but previously we used a guy named Brandon Reese he's out of Virginia.
Yeah,
and he's the one. Yeah, he's the one that did the opening to Wrestling with Ghosts season 2, the drone shots there. And that's a trusted guy. Kirby is a trusted. These, we've gone through a lot of people since we started with Great American Wrestling back in, what was that, 2016, 15?
15.
15. And a lot of people have gone because you couldn't trust them, you couldn't work with them, but we are getting a good group of people that we can. I mean, Kirby, we know you're a trusted asset.
Oh, thank you.
And
thank you.
Brandon Reese, Jeremy Cantelli, Mitchell Gore, Michael Stanley, Travis, Candy's husband, Justin, stepped up, Greta Vineyard. I mean, these are people, if anybody that has anything that they want to do, independent filmmaker or beyond Tony Covington. God.
Well, this is how much of a champ Tony Covington is. He, I had 2 people in mind, but we kind of wanted to pay Mike back because Mike did a lot of crew work and he could not make the shoot with Kirby with the scene that he had because life sucks and things change and he just got stuck. So
he thought he was going to be filming Sunday, so he had plans for Saturday.
And it was just a big full of shit thing that happened, and I'm regretful for it. I'm glad he's not pissed because we're able to get him in 2 spots, and we're going to have Tony with 3 different characters, and one of them's an old man. I said, "Can you get a hold of a wig?" And 15 minutes later, he was at Party City, and he showed me a picture of looking like Charlie Hodge, Elvis's scarf and towel man. And he goes, "How does this look?" And he's got a little, and I'm like, "I'll pay you back." He said, "Don't worry about the money." I said, "Don't be like that." And then he
if I knew it was at at Party City, I'd have had him get the Elvis wig and glasses.
Well, he would have probably paid for it and then refused.
No, I'd have given. I'd have stuffed the money in his pocket. Like,
well, he's just a good guy.
Yeah.
And then we got, there's other people too. I mean, like I said, man, this thing, people are excited about it. And I think they're excited for us, people that have seen us with the Gatlinburg Fires, or they've seen us wrestle, or they've seen us with the Ghost Show, all these people that we've picked up along the way, or they like our comedy videos or whatever. They're excited to see what we do with a full feature movie. I got tons of people saying, "Send me copies and I want to review it," and all this stuff. And I'm excited, man. We'll hopefully not disappoint them. I'm a perfectionist. I don't like hardly anything I've ever done. And I know I'm gonna chew on this for a long time making this movie.
Which is the exact opposite of how I feel about you, because I'm a fan of just about everything you've done.
I don't like. There's a lot of things I don't like that I've done. Oh, look at the cleavage. Thank you, Kirby.
Oh,
Thank you, Kirby. No, what do you mean? Sorry.
What do you mean, girl?
No, I look back at some of the old Funkmaster V stuff from even before you met me. With the there's some stuff that just absolutely kills me. You did a wax vac commercial where this is where I pretty much just Vinny yelling is the best thing in the world, because he's like he's doing a whole spliced himself into a commercial for the wax vax ear removal kit, and he's got a
that was a weird time in my life.
He's got a Q-tip in his ear, and he just goes oh! Like it, the Q-tip murdered his eardrum. It's
dude, like that was a period of time. I shot that in a hotel that I was living at because our house burnt down, the house that me and Julie built together, and it was a weird time, and there was not a lot of levity, and I developed diabetes during that time. It was really a weird time, but I always thought I thought the coolest job in TV at that time was the wax vac guy that impaled his eardrum with a damn Q-tip like a moron. It was like big, like a 7-year-old kid got into a 40-year-old man's body and didn't know how to jab a Q-tip into an ear. And then I just said, that is the funniest thing. And the guy's sticking to the damn thing, going, "No!" not like he hurt himself. If you hurt yourself with a Q-tip, you need to probably need to walk around with a football helmet on all the time.
Now, somebody just brought up in the chat on YouTube, and a story that I think encompasses Big and Funky, me and Vinny, especially.
That's Jeremy Cantelli.
Is that Cantelli, or we're just putting Cantelli over because he's such a fantastic cameraman? But Plemons Rentals is the dumbest thing we've ever done, and it was hilarious. So me and Funk are driving home from Chatsworth, Georgia, and we had a wrestling show in Sevierville that Friday night. And this was,
tell them why we were in Chatsworth.
We're wrestling in a cage match in Chatsworth, Georgia, with transgender dogs.
I got a fungus on that damn trip too. That's another trip where I got sick.
And we're driving back, and one of us can't make the show. No, I can't make the show, and we're trying to find a reason to why I can't make the show on Friday. And while we're driving through somewhere at the Georgia border, we see a place called Plemons Rentals. And one of us is like, "What the hell's a Plemon? How do you rent one?" And so we decided it was a lemon and a plum have sex, and then you rent them because you can't sell them because you like them so much you want them back. We're laughing about this for 40 miles until we decide to turn around, and then we are opening Plemons Rentals. We are going to mate the lemons and the plums.
Well, and yeah, that was pretty amusing because we did this and it was a wrestling promo, but it was centered around us having to miss the show because we're opening up this rental place for this new fruit where we combine. What was it? Plums and lemons.
Plums and lemons, and you can only rent them.
Sell them. You can only have them for a few hours. You can't eat them. You can't keep them. And we actually had quite a few people from Georgia congratulate us on opening a business.
Dang!
Like serious comments. I'm so proud of you and Luke. I hope things go well. And I was like, "Well, you want to come up and rent a Plemon or so?" And they're like, "I don't know what that is, but congratulations." So
all from a lie.
That's why we need to stay in wrestling, by the way, is because we have that element of humanity that we could sit there and go, we're opening a rental shop for an invented, just a made up fruit.
So I want to pass on this story just because I thought it was kind of cool, just where our lives going. Thank you, Kirby.
Oh, sorry.
You don't have to apologize.
I can't help
it. I want to, this morning, I had to go get new tires, and it's 7:30 in the morning. I'm at the tire place, and the guy I'm giving my information to the guy behind the counter. Then he goes, "So, man, what do you do for a living?" And I go, "I'm an independent movie producer." Vinny, we're independent movie producers. How cool is that?
It's great.
I mean,
there's a different level of enthusiasm.
Well, when we get through all of this, we're going to make a lot of mistakes with the movie, and it's an area that I have no expertise in, and I'm nervous, and we have a lot of people. We're 40-ish years old, and we've got some people that have helped us along the way, and I have experience in entertainment. But there's a lot of things that I'm apprehensive about. When the game is over, I'm like a head coach. When we win the game or lose the game, I feel a whole lot better. At this point, I'm still apprehensive. Now, I'll tell you something. I went and I had to get new contacts yesterday because I lost both mine because I'm an idiot. I have better than 20/20 vision with the contacts. I don't know if that impresses anybody, but
ooh, yeah. Tell me more. Where's my lotion?
But when they asked what I do for a living, I put independent filmmaker. So I did the same thing.
Oh, and for all the people following my journey that are mad at me for drinking lemonade, it's 0 sugar lemonade.
Nobody cares.
I know, but I get people that I get the weirdest messages. I thought you weren't eating sugar anymore when I'm like eating a Necco wafer, and I'm like, I eat sugar sometimes.
Those are called sad people.
Yeah. or I see you're smoking. I've been smoking since for 20 years now. I'm sorry. I wanted to quit. I can't. I'm an addict. What are you gonna do?
Do you ever smoke, Kirby?
Never.
All right. Hey,
not my thing.
Julie asked me a question at dinner last night, and I thought this was a great question. And I didn't answer.
What planet are you from, you son of a bitch?
Why are there so many nude male butts on your phone? No.
Oh no.
She said,
true story though. There is a bunch of nude male butts on his phone. It's for the movie. What are you gonna do?
People say things and I don't even respond anymore. I'm like, of course.
There are a lot of nude photos right now on my phone. My daughter came up to look at the poster, and I looked over, and there was like 2 nude chicks laying on my phone. I'm like, she's gonna think I'm up to no good, but it's all lame ass actresses and stuff. So anyway, Julie asked me, if you had $1 million to invest in the hike, what would you do differently than you're doing now? And my answer, if you're going to think about it, because I was like, I actually even said, wow, that is a great question. My answer is I don't know what I would do different, even with $1 million, because you could hire an actress or an actor that is famous for a couple scenes and put them on the poster.
Ain't going to make the movie any better.
Right.
No,
but
but
what I was thinking.
You could get, like if we got, because we heard that Kurt Russell does Republican movies for $10,000 if he gets, everything shot in a day. Paul told us that. We get Kurt Russell in there to be an asshole. But
he could play the Ranger.
That's right. He could play the Ranger. He'd be in and out, But spoiler alert. But I don't know what else to do in this movie. I don't know. I mean, it would all be on the back end. It would either be buying new cameras or producing, or self-promoting when the thing's over is what you put the money at. I don't think production-wise we would change anything on this one.
I thought about this because there was that whole thing with Justin Richards getting $200,000 to make a movie, and you said something like, "What would you do if we had that?" I was like, "We don't. We have what we need. We don't need any more
for this one."
But now, what I would do, and it's too late to do it now. I mean, if we'd have started with that money, I would, instead of having a $10,000 camera, I'd have a $30,000 camera.
Right.
I would have better sound equipment. That's it.
So, yeah, because we did have that things have been going so weird so fast for us. Like that whole Justin Richards, is he getting $200,000 to make a movie he's not going to make? That thing was huge news for me 2 weeks ago. And nothing and that guy's not going to invest because Turtle Man got scared off because of my video. And thanks for everybody.
Thank God.
Who put that everywhere.
You did the Lord's work, son.
About this weekend. I mean, that didn't even come up.
When I met you, me and you are friends, Kirby. I've talked to you on the phone. You've told me some problems. You've done an episode of It Happened to Me. You've come out and shot my movie. You were associated with the Horsefly Chronicles and me getting Wrestling with Ghosts in there February, and we had a great time. I'd like to talk about that at some point too, but I was so beat. I mean, that shoot was so difficult for me. I was spent by the time you met me, and then we went back in the woods and made more shit. And dude, you talk about like what happened that night. I was sweating starting a campfire and on 90-degree heat and just maintaining it and shooting it. And we came up with the orange light with the little spirit fingers, and the effect was perfect. And all you have to do is add some crackling, and bada boom, movie magic. And that's what I love about making movies, is when you can come up with ideas to fake people out. I guess I enjoy scaring people and fooling people. That's why I like wrestling. And I also like jumping out of closets at the house to scare the women that live here. There's something cool about tricking people. And I like to think, somebody's going to be watching that going, oh, they're in front of a fire, even though they're not going to see a fire. And that's a lot of fun. And that's something, I guess, did you come up with that, or did Travis? Who came up with that idea?
I think it was Justin.
Okay. I don't like giving him credit for anything.
Justin Thompson.
I was just kidding. I'm just kidding. I love that guy. He's come up big.
Yeah, he has helped us out a lot. Now, I think one of the biggest surprises that is going to be in this movie that people are not going to expect is the fully explicit sex scene between me and Scott Lane.
Okay. All right.
That's not going to happen.
Cameras.
Cameras. I forgot to turn the camera on. Sorry, Scott.
We'll have to shoot it again, baby.
Yeah, you have to do it again next time. But no, I was impressed with the professionalism on scene Sunday. That was a shoot that you, Kirby, you were a pro. Everybody around us was a pro. E-Man was, that was something that I've been dreading for a while, is filming that scene, just because I thought it'd be uncomfortable. But it was natural. It all went off natural. And Kirby, it was because of you being so comfortable and natural.
There's four scenes in this movie I didn't want to really shoot, and those are two of them that we just got done. So it's a little bit more of a relief. Anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Oh no, I was just saying that whenever you had to change it up and say, this is what we're doing, it didn't really give much time to be like, I'm feeling uncomfortable.
Right.
We just changed it up, and you were like, come on out, wear what you're wearing. And so.
Well, that's the one thing that Luke is really good at. Luke can think on the fly. I think a lot of that is police training. A lot of that is probably pro wrestling. When we were doing a wrestling show for Fox, people would bitch out and be assholes all the time. And then we'd have to, because we weren't paying anybody really, you'd have to change the show based on the whims of pro wrestlers, which is not fun, because it's always selfish when they want to change stuff. So you have to think on the fly, and we definitely had to think this weekend, because we had 3 cancellations for one reason or another, and we only had you for a little while. So, but I'm glad it went down the way it did. I actually think, looking at what I've looked at, I think this works, and I think it actually could be better than what we had originally. And maybe maybe that's actually going to be better. And that's the ideas that we had for that particular movie, that part of the movie that we had to change. We can save that for a later date in another movie.
Well, and I said I had an artistic vision for the scene. It was the scene that basically started the movie with, and it starts the movie. And it's completely not there anymore, just because of the cancellations and stuff. But I am really happy. And like I put it to, I said it when we're out there, I was like, it's like a pro wrestling match. Wrestlers sit back stage and they work out an entire match. And then you go out and you do a match, and you get back and you go, we didn't do half the stuff we planned. And sometimes wrestlers get all down on themselves about that. They're like, man, we didn't do half the stuff we planned. The crowd didn't know.
Right.
No, yeah, nobody cares.
Yeah, whoever watches this is not going to know what my original vision was for those scenes. So they're just going to see what we present, which is incredible, thanks to Kirby Goki.
Thanks.
I mean, I can't put you over enough. I'm not fluffing your butt here. You were beyond. You exceeded my expectations. You were.
Oh well, thank you.
Yeah.
You just don't want her to sue us because she fell on her face running down the path in the darkness.
That was your fault.
That was the only time. Like, I almost fall every day going upstairs, and I only fell one time when you guys told me to run.
All right, videotape this. We're going to play this at the deposition here.
Okay, disclaimer, I was not running the camera.
Tape,
Funkmaster V was directing that. I was not.
No, I was just a camera person. It was your idea. Have the woman run down.
I was kind of hoping you had it on tape, because that could have been like my big fall,
Yeah.
Well,
that was very good acting.
There was another fall I wish we had on tape that happened.
Yeah,
I
boy.
wish that was on tape too.
I'll tell the story, and then Funk will add his spin on it. Me and Scott Lane and Travis are filming a scene, and just for eye line purposes, to keep it, congruent, we had Funk and Candy stand where they would be standing when we were filming their scene. And we're over there, and I mean, I think Scott Lane was saying something, and then it went to me. And then all of a sudden we're looking at Funk, and he's standing there, and he just goes, I'm falling. And we're like, no, you're not. What are you talking? We're like, what? No, you're not. What are you talking about? You're standing up, and then just like over the course of the next 25 minutes, he falls an eighth of an inch every minute, and then finally hits the ground because he's wrapped around a tree. And I mean, it was the longest fall, and I don't know how.
His best bump I ever took. It was the best bump I ever took. Well, we were standing on a sleeping bag, and it was like snot on glass. It was just, and Lane's coming up. Scott Lane, the guy who's from like Spider-Man: Homecoming and Walking Dead, and he
was an Ant-Man and Watchmen.
The Watchmen on HBO. He's in all this stuff just because he's the craziest looking effer you'll ever see in your life.
He's cool looking. That's what it is.
And he comes up with a machete that's about as long as my arm. And I know I'm friendly with Scott. I hired Scott for this. I paid Scott. He's a nice guy, but still, when you have somebody that freaky looking with a machete walking up to you, just like, all right, I just don't know. He may snap. I don't know. Maybe he was a nom. I don't know. And my feet started going like this. They started going. And then it was like a thing where I was repositioning myself for balance. And then at that point, it became a struggle to stand up. And then I just looked over at Candy and I said, I'm falling. And she looked at me. It was like when an old person falls. They're like, I'm falling. Oh no, I've lost it. I'm falling. And you're like, what are you talking about? Kaboom. That's what happened with me.
Oh, you are falling. That was the punchline to that was the punchline to us watching you, is because we're like, you're not he's falling. You did hit the ground hard too. I mean, it thumped loud.
That was my body. That was my ribs and oxygen and boogers and butts and everything hit.
It wouldn't happen that way if you didn't have or it wouldn't happen that way if you had those Red Hots that you're chewing on. It's the
shoes that Candy's character bought me. I should blame her.
Yeah, sue her.
I will.
Nobody's suing anybody.
A lot of suing in this movie.
Yeah, lots of suing going on.
A lot of legal injunctions. Well, we got about 10 minutes left, man. Why do you always put a time limit on this? Just go where it goes and end it where it ends. I'm out at 8. Well, after I get done with this, I'm working on the movie. I'm anxious to work.
You're not. You told me you haven't even taken the computer out of the box and you don't have a monitor.
I've been putting stuff on press releases, and I've been contacting newspapers and talking to people who want to distribute. I got stuff.
I was playing Dragon Age.
I know. So I don't sit there and tout what I do for us.
Well, I can't. I don't have that ability that you and Candy and even Kirby have. It's hidden very well, but it's not. My autism is not gone. I didn't cure it. I cannot make phone calls. I can't reach out to people like that. That's just I can't do it.
You're doing better.
I'm doing better, and I think it's because since I cut out sugar, my brain is functioning way better. But it's still I can't make phone calls. I cannot contact people like you do, and I get so mad that I'm not. I'm sitting here going, I could be doing that, but I literally can't.
Don't worry about it. That's something I'm good at. I don't mind doing it either. I don't like editing, to be honest. That's the labor of love. But like everything else, I don't. And
it sucks that you don't like to do it because you're so fucking good at it.
I like doing the short stuff, but when I'm on a computer for about 6 or 7 hours, that's when it starts to irritate.
Well, I think this is going to be easier than an episode of Wrestling with Ghosts, or It Happened to Me. Maybe not It Happened to Me, but it's easier than a Wrestling with Ghosts, because with Wrestling with Ghosts, you have a bunch of you have 8 hours of hodgepodge that you turn into a story and add jokes and add, then you write a narrative down that Vito Tomaselli then reads, and then you have to make it all make sense and make it all sexy. I mean, you pump a lot of soul into it, which is what I know you're going to do to this movie too. But this movie, you have scenes. All you got to do is put them together.
Maybe that's it. Editing is actually the most fun part because nobody, like, they give awards for producers, which you learn is bullshit. They're just the people with the money and the idea. Directors, all they do is tell people what to do. The actors are the ones that act. The writers come up with the story. The writers don't get any credit, or hardly any credit. The editor is the person that actually makes the movie. I mean, you can fuck up a good movie with terrible editing, and it's been done in the past where people have said whoever edited this should be killed.
I think it was Jon Stewart said that a producer's job is to get in the way of the vision. That's what a producer does. His job is to say, don't do that. You know, you can't do what you want to do.
The true producer of this is really my brother with them stories. I mean, that's where the ideas for this thing came out, and he'll get a credit for that. But I mean, me and you're going to have to figure out what we call each other, because we make these things together, and we're like the Coen brothers. Somebody produces, somebody directs, but it's 50-50 really, or 51-49 the other, or whatever. But
you both would be executive producers.
Yeah,
but those are the money guys. I really just want to.
The main ones that delegate.
Yeah. I mean, there's a generic term that they've come up with recently for TV shows and stuff called a showrunner, and that's kind of what I look at me and Vinny as co-showrunners, because we do just about everything, but we also rely a lot on consultants. Like Kirby, you've added a lot to this, and other people have let us know certain things you can do. You know, E-Man would be like a consultant, because that drone shot with the rain. Mm-hmm. Man, that was freaking cool. Yeah. And when I talked to him about it, I was like, dude, I talked to him today about it. I was like, you caught this perfect thing with the rain. He goes, oh yeah, I know, I saw it. And then I was like, oh, I got to put it up in the rain and see what happens. I was like, oh, you meant to do that. I was
worried about that, because I thought he was getting kind of hesitant because of the rain.
Yeah. He rented that drone.
Was up there.
That was a rental.
Yeah. No,
his phone was connected to it. I don't want his phone to get wet, and it was cracked.
Well, he just got his filming drone license, whatever you need in Tennessee. It's a weird thing. He just got that like a week earlier, and he ordered when he didn't, before he got it, he didn't know if he was, sometimes you don't get it. So he didn't buy the drone that he wanted. And the day he got it, he ordered a drone, and it was supposed to be here like Thursday. So and it didn't come in. So he had to rent that one.
Where did he rent it from?
Drones R Us, Drone City.
I thought he borrowed it from his cousin.
Maybe that's what he did. Maybe that's what he did. But yeah, that thing was badass though. I mean, that thing was cool. And yeah, I was, and I'm really happy to use like I said, we love using asset management. I was really happy to use a friend. Like we really wanted to get Candidly and Brandon Reese involved in this shoot, but the way we're kind of things change because of the weather. Hard to make plans. Like we thought you were gonna get rained out this weekend, because the rain kept increasing. The odds of this weekend's rain went from like 30% up to 60% up to 70%, and then while you were driving down here, it went to 0%.
Right.
So but to try to book other people, because Candidly and Reese would be coming, not as far, but 2-3 hours drive, and if it's going to rain, to cancel them, and they'd have to cancel the plans. So it's like, using E-Man who lives in the county really worked out well. But
I didn't know we had a black guy in the county. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's
pretty neat.
We have a culturally diverse cast, but we will be using Candidly and Reese as many times as we can. It's just they've got great equipment, they've got great vision, and they see things that we don't. I mean, just the few times we filmed stuff with them, I've observed what they did and learned. I learned more watching them than I would learn at any film school.
Yeah.
And especially with Candidly, we filmed an episode of a show called Renaissance Men that we were going to do, and it involved taking Funkmaster fishing, because the Funk don't fish.
That girl was cute, by the way.
Yeah, but I don't know. She kind of disappeared on us. She probably got married. But this girl is a fishing chick. But man, what I learned from him about sound was beyond belief. And then when some of the times when
Candidly gave me an idea. There's a bit that I did called Early Detection, where it's when I found out I had diabetes, and it's like a diabetes PSA, and there's a long setup, and the joke is that I'm not wearing any pants. So I walk up and I go across, I'm shooting pool, and like the announcers saying, hey, Funkmaster V likes to shoot pool, and he's a diabetic, one of those stupid fucking things. And so the back of the pool table, when I turn around, I'm wearing my mink coat, but I don't have any pants, and I'm literally, I need to destroy this before I give this computer to my daughter too. I'm literally the video, it's just my junk hanging out. And
the real Funkmaster 5.
And so it was distorted, and that's the whole joke. Is I'm doing this serious PSA about diabetes with my schlong flopping around. But I love that video, and I thought it was funny. But he was like, "Dude, it's great, but this audio sucks on it." And I was like, "Oh yeah." And he's like, "You can use, if you don't have professional microphones, one thing you can do if you're going to shoot something like that again is use the voice or the memo recorder on a cell phone and just put it behind you or in your pocket. And that way you have two sources of audio that you can pick from." Okay. And I was like, that's a great idea. So that's a low budget fix that he gave me there.
I was just so pissed off because I bought a fairly expensive wireless microphone system for this movie. And the good thing I got out of it is, it came with 3 or 4 different, 2 lapel mics, one those speaker, public speaker mics, but it also came with just a handheld regular microphone, which I could use for my music, so it doesn't bother me that much. But man, you plug it into the camera and it sounded like assholes. I was like, man, so that, I've got a nice shotgun Rode mic for the camera, but man, I really wanted to be able. I bought a battery pack because you have to plug this thing in and everything. I bought an expensive battery pack for this. I bought all this, but that was the problem with buying a lot of stuff I bought was like I bought 2 aftermarket batteries for the camera that are a perfect match for the camera. They click on the camera, but as soon as you click them on the camera, it says on the screen, you cannot use anything but a Canon battery on this camera. I'm like, what? Then why did you sell it? Dang. Why did somebody sell this thing?
Yeah, what does it go for?
They were $70 a piece.
Yeah, we've made a lot of mistakes, and we'll keep making a lot of mistakes. But
yeah, my problem was with I bought some stuff that just and then I bought the external monitor for the camera that you'll notice we've never used because it really serves no purpose. We're doing run and gun. We're out in the woods. I guess if we were doing a stable shot or something, and I had my table set up where I could set the camera down, that'd be fine. But really, with our style of filming, there's no point in having a camera monitor.
Well, when you're doing
it takes too long to set it up too. It's like mainly for indoor shots, so you can view.
Exactly. They're great to have. Close. They're fantastic to have when you're shooting, but.
Well, and then I was also adamant about buying GoPros because I love the way the GoPro's got a nice warm picture quality to it. And I was like, we can use these for the water shots. We can use these we haven't used that either.
Yeah.
Well, we'll use them for the car shot this weekend.
Yeah, but maybe we'll see how my camera fits in there.
No, I think we'll do it. But and then also the cliff scene, we're going to be using a GoPro.
Yeah, and I think with some of the vignettes, and I think if we're going to go up and film, I know Cantelli's watching. We're going to go up and film some vignettes with Mitchell Gore, and I would love Cantelli to be up there so he can get a credit on this and film those bits.
Film Mitch's bits. Jeremy, can you film Mitch's bits?
He's filmed Mitch's bits enough. I'm sure it's a thing. So if you Cantelli, if you could get in touch with Funk and that way get you a credit on this, so you could film the Mitch bits. Do you know Kirby? High Pitch Mitch is the funniest guy. I'm sure you've heard us talk about him before. He's this. I guess he's like Forrest Gump. He's like an idiot savant, but he's got a heart of gold. He's got no malice to him, but he's and he's fantastic at so many skills, but life, and we love the guy.
I feel it.
We absolutely love the guy, but I mean, if this guy set his mind to running the world, he could probably do it, but he just, there's like a block there that he can't get past. But he's, like I said, he's such a lovable kid, but, and I say kid, and I think he's like 35 years old.
Right.
But, High Pitch Mitch is our guy, and he talks like this. And it's not a knock on him at all. That's just
we haven't
how
seen
he
him
talks.
since we shot Brushy. It's been over 2 years, so we need to go hang out with Mitch.
Yeah. Well,
I wish we get John Hughes, the rocker, involved in this movie, but I don't think he likes us anymore. Yeah,
I think if you put Mitch and Hughes together for something, there would be it would be a gold, but they would fall in love with each other, and it'd just be a whole weird thing, And
is John Hughes gay?
I don't know.
I don't think so, man. He's got that Judas Priest vibe. He dresses like he's in Judas Priest.
Rob Halford was gay, you idiot.
Oh. Well, maybe we got to get Mitch and Johnny Hughes together, man.
It could work.
Johnny Hughes can strut around and pose with his leather gloves, and Mitch can get all flustered.
I have to do the look because you're sitting next to me, Funk. We recorded, or we didn't record. Johnny Hughes' mother did. They were doing a TV show or a web series about local music, and John Hughes was interviewing Funkmaster V, which was the funniest interview I've ever seen in my life because Funk didn't care. He was just saying, he was starting to go on, tangents about his mom and all this stuff. But when John Hughes would ask a question, he'd be like, so, Funkmaster V, what kind of strings do you use on your bass?
He does the Zoolander look. Everything's said.
But yeah, it was like after every question. So I know you've played in Nashville. How was that?
Very sultry.
And I'm not making fun of the guy. It was amazing. It was fantastic. I loved it. I do too.
We shot an episode of Wrestling Ghost with him and his mother, and it just didn't pan out. It was a shit episode, and wasn't going to work. Maybe we should do something with it. I don't know. Maybe we could do something with it, but
I don't know. That family got real weird with us.
Yeah. It's better to leave that alone. I don't even know what to do with the footage. But I'd like to see it because Johnny Hughes is entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to get our group of unique friends all together and just have a big party. Get Johnny Hughes, get Mitch, get Demi, get everybody, and just have a huge, a troop party of people
Let's do it at the premiere. Let's do it at the effing premiere of this movie, man. So when we premiere this in Knoxville or somewhere, we'll invite all the pimps and pimpettes.
Yes, and if you have a credit in the movie, you'll get in for free.
Well, you get in for half price. Come on, man.
Yeah,
let me
have to make money.
Let me deal with the damn money. All right, man. Word. Kirby, what do you got to say? You haven't talked in 15 minutes.
Not much.
You doing anything this weekend? Yeah. All right.
My life's pretty chill right now.
Kirby, you really got to get out of Little Rock. You really do. And again, anybody watching, anybody that needs to be blown away by an actress and her skills.
You didn't have to even use the word away.
No, shut up. we ain't going there. And if you want above and beyond expectations of an actress, hire Kirby Goki.
Oh, y'all are
and I mean, put her in everything.
Kill her in a movie. It's good.
Yeah, I mean, she can go from secretary to. Yeah, she can go from the secretary to the lead. She's got that much talent.
And if your movie's about a secretary, she can do both.
Hey, why not?
With James Spader. Put James Spader in it. He likes those secretary movies.
That's a pretty good movie.
That was a pretty good movie.
That reminds me of some stories, but that'll be for next week. Kirby, thank you so much for coming out to Tennessee and eat some mud for us. And
all good. I signed up for it.
You did good.
And Kirby Koki, what did you think about your experience?
Johnny Q.
I liked it.
I'm glad you did.
On the spot like that.
Well, I hope like I get to see Brandon Bishop comes out here about once a year, and when he makes his way through when he's filming stuff for Asai, we have to see you at least once a year. So you have to, we either we come near you, you come near us, something, because you're a friend, you're a trusted part of the team now.
Well, let's do a wrestling with ghosts after this shit near Memphis or somewhere, or Missouri. We'll get out somewhere, Paducah or Little Rock or somewhere. We'll go to one of these crazy places in that strange part of our country.
Yeah.
That's a plan.
All right, sounds good. Thanks for watching, everybody. We love you.
Bye.
Let's John accuse this shit.